Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, your guy Wattles. Welcome back to the Minecraft Guide episode. Oh, hey, sorry about that. I'm sorry. New tools, new me, am I right? Wrong, I fooled you. These are actually the old tools. I just got done healing them up because we're gonna need these tools in good condition for today's episode. Welcome back, elites. Today, it's slime farm time. But first, I need to show you this. So, last episode, we actually doubled our slime count. Kind of crazy, but don't worry, we're still gonna make the farm. Today's episode is kind of, in a way, a part 2. If you're planning on making a slime farm and you're using this video, I definitely recommend checking out the last episode first. If you're gonna make a slime farm, you need to make this farm in a slime chunk. If you build it in a random chunk, well, guess what? It's not gonna work, so, yep, make sure you have a slime chunk. That is very, very important. Now, we spent all of last episode talking about that, so we're not gonna talk about that too much in today's episode, so, yeah, just check out the last episode. Oh, right. So with that disclaimer out of the way, that means it's time to jump into today's project, right? Wrong. I need you to do one more thing. Drop a like on this video and subscribe. Even if you've already subscribed. Subscribe again. Aha, okay, so now let's actually get into the project. Let's start with the materials. The materials have been laid out in this chest by, of course, yours truly. So, there are a few different ways to build a slime farm. The way that we're going to build it, we'll need these materials in here, and then actually a little bit more. I didn't get everything. We're going to use iron golems to trick the slimes into their demise today, which means we're going to need iron blocks and pumpkins to make the iron golems. How many iron blocks? Definitely not a stack, don't worry. This is sort of just representing things. Hopper minecart collection systems are pretty much our go-to in this world, so we're going to go ahead and go to that again for this project. That means we'll need rails, powered rails, and a hopper minecart. We're also going to set up some fancy circuits connected to that system, but those circuits are technically optional. If you caught what we did on the sugarcane farm pretty recently, think that stuff. That stuff exactly. We'll be creating an identical hopper minecart unloading and item send-off station. Magma blocks. We'll be using magma blocks to get rid of the slime, and then we'll need lots and lots of building blocks. But notice what's not in here, aside from all of that other stuff, the building blocks. Why aren't those there? Well, that's because we're gonna mine a lot of building blocks today, and we'll probably just end up using those building blocks. So, if I haven't said yet, we have a lot of mining to do today. We have a lot of work. Pam, you're coming with me. Let's go ahead and go down to the mines to start off the episode. So last episode, we found the slime chunk. The slime chunk that we're working with today is right over here. It's really close. It's underneath the iron farm. This chunk right here is a slime chunk. Again, check the last episode for all of the information on slime chunks. Now, what we want to do is actually go back up to the surface and grab the beacon. We're definitely going to want to make sure we have haste too the whole time we're mining out that chunk today, because if we don't, then things are going to take a long time. And I mean, honestly, it's not like I don't have all the time in the world right now. We still kind of can't go anywhere, stuck inside, but still, if I could actually make this not last, like, all day long, that would be nice. That would be a really good thing. I like the sounds of that. So beacon, it needs to come with us. Not gonna lie, elites, I kind of low-key actually enjoy making slime farms. These projects are really, really grindy. They require a lot of digging, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the chill vibe of it all. I kind of enjoy it, and from the looks of things, from the sounds of things, Pam is pretty excited too. You know the rule. When the Minecraft dog starts barking, that means the Minecraft dog is excited. It's definitely a mechanic. You could look it up. Don't bother looking it up. Just believe me. All right, so we got the beacon. Now we need to go over to the chunk where we're actually working, which is this chunk over there, and then we need to dig straight down. We need to get really far down in this chunk, definitely not under the iron farm as well, so our beacon will activate, so maybe like right here, and then we need to set up the beacon. Now, you know the rule. Usually don't dig straight down, but I'm pretty confident here that there's no lava. I hope I don't make a mistake here with that guess. Oh yeah, what I say, we are fine, we're good, exactly, that's exactly what I thought. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and clear out a little bit more space here, just to be sure that we can get our full 9x9 beacon in here. I think I'll also actually go ahead and tower up, I think, what is it, 4 layers for a max beacon? Maybe 4 layers, put the beacon right there, just so I know that the beacon is actually centered under this hole. Definitely don't want to go through the trouble of placing all of these iron blocks down, and then it's off center. That would be kind of annoying. Alright, so full beacon placed down. Now all we need to do is get haste 2 going. Now to be clear, you technically don't need a beacon for this project. It's not a required step. You could totally do this without a beacon, but there is a lot of digging, so I definitely recommend having a fully stacked beacon and a pretty good pickaxe as well. Today, I think we're going to go with the silk pick because I'd like to use stone in the final build. So slime chunk found, that's technically step 1. So step 2, set up the beacon and get digging. We need to dig this entire chunk out. But we actually don't technically need to dig it all the way up to the surface. Slime will only spawn within the slime chunk below Y40. So if we go ahead and dig this chunk out to say maybe Y44, then we'll actually be good. Off to a solid start, as we can see there. Perfect. Okay, so we're currently at Y11. Okay, pretty solid starting point. What I think we want to do is actually place ladders and go all the way up to Y40. We'll start from the top and dig down. That's going to make things a whole lot easier. Digging upwards, you know, that's kind of annoying. We would have to place blocks and pillars, and yep, wouldn't work very well. If we dig down, we can just look at the floor and dig. We're also definitely going to want to have some torches on hand because if mobs start spawning in this chunk or near it while I'm working here, that's basically going to be annoying. But here we are up at Y40 or Y41. This is the perfect starting location. So the chunk that we're working with is the one that I'm standing in right now. It would be a good idea to start by finding the borders of your chunk. So there's a border right there. Then if we go along this side, we can find the other border, which is right over here. Water's gonna have to go away though. So other border right here. If we dig this way, we can find the other corner, and then we can dig right through here to connect everything up. Now that we have our border, it's time to dig out the center of this chunk. Now I kind of got lucky, and the chunk has a cave in it, which means a little bit less digging, but then again, I got unlucky because this is the only cave, to my knowledge, in this chunk, so I'm gonna have to dig everything out all the way, and Pam is dark again because Pam got in water. Pam, you need to stay out of the water, you're not water dog. Now technically for this farm, we could cut out a little bit of digging by utilizing sub-chunks. What's a sub-chunk? Well, a sub-chunk is basically a piece of a chunk. So a Minecraft chunk is a 16 by 16 block area in your world. The chunk goes from the bottom of the world all the way to the top of the world. But that chunk is actually divided up into sub-chunks. If we climb down this ladder, we'll see a blue line right here. This blue line is a sub-chunk. Check this out, zooming in on the locational information on the F3 screen. Of course, first we have the coordinates, -271, and so on, you know. Then we have the block. Finally, we have the chunk. So we have 0, 12, 5 in -17, 1, 0. If we start to move up past the blue line, that 1 in the second chunk of numbers went from -17, 1, 0 to -17, 2, 0. We're in the second sub-chunk within this chunk now. Now actually, utilizing sub-chunks when setting up a slime farm isn't a bad idea at all. Forgot to light this up. The skeletons, go away. Go away, Pam. Pam, why do you stand in the corner while I'm dealing with this? Come on, Pam. Pam, you help me, please, please. You are the guard dog. Look, the skeleton's distracted. Thank you, Pam. Nicely done. Nicely done. You're too strong. Way too OP. Anyways, remember to light things up if you walk away from them. Utilizing sub-chunks is not a bad idea when doing a slime farm, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to dig this whole thing out. So again, step number 2. After you found your slime chunk, you need to dig it out. Dig it out from like Y44, Y43, all the way down to like Y11, Y12, something like that. That could be good. You could go even farther until you see bedrock, but once you see bedrock, definitely stop. Now, I've got a lot of digging to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig. I set up some extra supply drop-off chests down below. I definitely plan on keeping all of the materials that I get when digging this thing out. I'm also going to backtrack a little bit and put some walls on the top part of this chunk, like over here. We don't really need this open. I'm also gonna make sure the ceiling is smooth up there. I need the ceiling to be smooth because, well, it's really just about aesthetics. If I could make the top of this thing smooth, well, nothing would change other than the looks. It would look a whole lot better. Anyways, though, I've got a lot of digging to do. I'll be back soon. Oh man, we got sad energy right here. Here I am going back over to the zombie farm. I didn't finish yet. There's still a lot more digging to be done, but the pickaxe is not doing too well. We need to repair it. I was hoping I could get through all of the first part of the digging with one pickaxe, but no, that's not the case here. So time for me to wait and fix this pickaxe up. I need it all the way back up to full health. That was a lot of digging. That took a long time, but oh boy, I'm glad to be done digging, right? Right? Wrong. Okay, there's a lot more digging to do, but this is what's happened so far. We have a slime chunk dug all the way out, and hey, would you take a look at that? There's a slime down there already. That's kind of amazing, actually. Perfect timing, my guy. I like it. Pam's up on the beacon, nice and safe there, but yeah, we have more digging to do, unfortunately. So, yep, this has been dug out, and the sides look good. Notice anything? Or maybe don't notice anything. Yeah, it's all stone. It looks really, really good on that side and on that side, but this side and this one, not so much. And that's because we need to dig out these sides as well. But thankfully, this time we don't have to dig a whole chunk. So, we're just outside of our chunk over here. We're going to pick two sides of our slime chunk. The sides don't matter. For us, we're going to pick this side and that side. The only thing that matters about the two sides is the fact that they're opposite each other. After we finish all, or at least most of our digging in this next step, we're going to come back in and put some spawning platforms inside of the slime chunk. Of course, we're trying to let the slime spawn. Right now, the only place they could spawn is way down on the bottom like we just had a minute ago. But anyway, soon we're going to put some spawning platforms inside of the chunk. We need to clear out an area to lure the slimes over to so we can get them to an elimination area, and then of course an item collection area. That's what the sides are for. So slime, they're pretty small brain. They just hate iron golems for pretty much no reason. Slime hate iron golems so much that they will jump clean off of a platform to try and get an iron golem, even if that iron golem is out of reach. This is bad for the slime, but very, very good for us. Oh boy, okay, aha. Death number 3, yep, that's right. I was trying to get down to a bed to sleep, and the elytra. Oh, the elytra did it to me. Okay, nice. Yep, everything's here, that's beautiful, that's good, everything's safe, that's nice. I guess I won't be flying down this junk anymore, yeah, yeah, all good because I wanted a shortcut to get to the bed that I should have had on me in the first place. Very nice. We're right back to level 6. Exactly where we began. Pam, stop laughing. Stop it. Anyways, I was trying to say that the slime, only the slime of small brains, we can use that exact mechanic to let the... Okay, this is getting crazy. Basically, we compare the mechanic of slime absolutely hating iron golems, pair that with their immensely tiny brains, and boom, we have the recipe for slime to think it's a good idea to jump clean off of a platform to try and get an iron golem they would have never had the chance to get in the first place. Long story short, that's great news for us. All we need to do to make that happen is clear out an area on the side of our chunk and then put iron golems in the wall on the other side of that gap. The gap is going to be 3 blocks wide this time, but you could do 4 blocks wide as well. If you make your gap 3 blocks wide like I'm doing, you'll have a little bit less to dig, but unfortunately, sometimes slime can actually end up landing on ledges near the iron golems. It won't cause any problems. They'll just land on the ledge and idle around a little bit, which can be annoying, but it's really not that big of a deal. Now, technically, you'll only need to do this on one side of your slime chunk. I could do it just over there and I would be good. But if I did it just over there and a slime spawned way over here at this side of the slime chunk, it'd have to jump around until it gets close enough to the iron golem that will be located in that wall to actually be able to try and jump off of this ledge. Long story short, we can speed that up by doubling the amount of iron golems that we have in this farm, and also, at the same time, doubling up on the amount of falling areas. Sure, it'll be a little bit more digging, but in the long run, I think it's something that'll be worth it. If we can convince the slime to move off of their platform a little bit faster, they'll get removed a little bit quicker, and then there'll be more room for more slime to spawn, starting the process all over again. If you don't mind the digging, you definitely could do this on all sides of your slime chunk, but today, we'll just be doing this on 2 sides. You see what you're looking at right here? Yeah, that's right. This is art. This is the most cinematic shot of the whole series. This is the big money shot right here. Take a look at that. Pam, the beacon, the scaffolding, the clean stone. Did I say granite? No. Did I say andesite? No, definitely not. Did I say that other? No, I didn't say it. I said clean stone. Oh boy, the digging is finally done, elites. This has been a long day. This has been a lot of digging, but finally, it is done, which means we can climb back up this ladder right to where we just were. Yes, I know, I had to do the fly down and get the materials for the next step. That's right, we can finally move on. So, if we press F3 and G, turn the chunk border back on, we can see that over here, we're out of the slime chunk. Over there, we're out of the slime chunk. That means our slime will be falling into this area and being eliminated. How are we going to get rid of them? Well, magma blocks. We're going to use magma blocks to get the slime to go away. Of course, we could use other methods like cactus. We could use other things like campfires or wither roses, but magma blocks are just the easiest, cheapest option that we have here. So, with that being said, we're going to get rid of the slime with the magma blocks. The slime balls will be sitting on the magma blocks. To pick the slime balls up, easy. Hopper minecart system. So, we're going to start by laying some stone bricks down because that's kind of how we like to do things in this world. That way, if I'm digging around down here, don't know why I ever would dig around at Y5, but I mean, you never know. If I dig around at Y5 and I see the stone bricks, that means it's time to stop digging. Then we need a minecart line. So what we're going to want to do is actually dig down here and add a power source. We'll do a redstone torch. That'll be good. Redstone torch right there. Block, rail, rail, rail. We have a little bit of a power bump to bounce us off that wall. Now we need a lot more rails. These rails are going to have to go down this way. Then we're going to do a U-turn and go back over this way. Somewhere in here, like maybe that block right there, that'll be good. We'll put another power source, another powered rail, another one, and another one, just to make sure that this minecart stays moving forever. Now we're going to take that one out and do another turn, just like that. Put that one back. Then we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to move back towards the center. We'll put another power source down. We'll put the stone bricks back and then a few more powered rails. Then we can go ahead and run this line right into the wall. Now, we need to stop and think about something. Do you think your guy wants to come all the way down here to Y5, 6, or 7 to get the slime balls every single time whenever I need slime balls? Yeah, no, definitely not. That's a big no. So, we can set up a simple circuit system, a bubble column to send all the slime balls up to the surface. This is a little bit more work, but it's definitely worth it. I would definitely 100% hate coming down here each and every time I need slime balls. Just would be really, really tedious. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this rail line that snakes around over here and run it into the wall. 1 block into the wall, or 2. On the second block, we're going to go over towards the center. This rail line is going to go towards the central location. Oi, lava, be careful. I didn't even hear the noise. The rail line on this side is going to run over towards the central location. It's going to meet up pretty much kind of with the other one that we're going to set up on this side. So now I need to duplicate exactly what I just did, but this time it's over here. Everything is exactly the same though. Now, the middle of our chunk is right here, so let's go ahead and make a hole in the wall temporarily, and then pick one spot. And the lava, yeah, that's gonna have to go away. There's a lot of lava down here. It was really painful to work with, but let's say maybe like that spot right there. That's where we'll do our bubble column elevator that'll take items all the way up to the surface. But of course, if we're gonna have a bubble column right here that takes items all the way up to the surface, we need to turn the items that are inside of the hopper minecarts back into items. So, all we need to do is a simple minecart unloading system. This is the exact same thing that we built in the sugarcane farm episode. So, first things first, automatic dropper circuit. We start with a dropper placed right there. Then we have a comparator coming out of that dropper. Now, we're going to run into a big problem because bedrock. So, we're going to have to move everything up. Not a big deal. Okay, let's go ahead and try that again. Dropper right there. Then we need a comparator. Comparator comes out of the dropper, goes that way. Next up, sticky piston. Sticky piston goes right here. Then we need an observer looking towards that sticky piston. I said an observer looking towards that sticky piston, just like that. Finally, we need an observer placed right on top of the sticky piston looking towards the dropper. We put something in the dropper, that moves up, the dropper shoots the items out, perfect. Now we need to replicate that on the other side. Okay, so now we have 2 identical circuits looking towards where the bubble elevator will eventually be, which will be right here. That'll go all the way up to the surface. Now, of course, we need a way for items to get inside of our droppers, so that means hoppers. If we place a hopper here and a hopper here, we'll be good. Now, all we need to do is set up a simple minecart unloading circuit. Thankfully, this circuit is really easy too. So coming off of our back hopper here, we'll place a comparator. That comparator goes into a block with a redstone torch on it. Above that torch, a block. Then we need a repeater going this way into a block. Finally, to finish everything off, we'll need a rail right there, a powered rail. Then we need a solid block right there, and we're good. This whole side is finished. And now I need to replicate it over here again. Alright, so let's go ahead and run a quick test here. We place a minecart with a hopper in it right there. It bounces off the wall and it goes this way. If we place maybe some items in its way, maybe, yeah, okay, it picks it up, it goes over this way, it unloads those items, and then it goes back on its path. This cart will continuously run forever. Yeah. Yes, it will. Okay, cool. That's perfect. Now, I did go ahead and come back in here and add a little bit more power to our line over here just to make sure the minecart is good. But you, sir, you are going to make a lot of noise. You need to stop now. So both systems are in and they should be fully functional. I'll just need to make sure I block this one off from the outside cave. There's a big ravine here. I definitely wouldn't want mobs running into the minecart and stopping it. Now it's magma block time. We'll come back and add the bubble elevator in before we finish everything else. So now the magma blocks. The magma blocks should go along either side of your slime chunk directly above each and every rail. So with the magma blocks in, this is what we're looking at. Now it's time for us to actually block some spawns. So slime will spawn no matter the light level. It's super bright down here, but slime would be able to spawn if I wasn't standing around down here. Down in this area, that would kind of be a problem. How would a slime ever make it up on top of the magma block? So basically, long story short, I dug a little bit too far. If I take slabs and place them on the floor down here, slime won't be able to spawn down here. The first spawning platform for our slime should be 1 block above the magma blocks, not down here. Basically, I just dug a little bit too far, which isn't a problem at all. So what I need to do is cover the entire floor of this chunk with slabs. When putting in the slab floor to block spawns, it's 100% fine to remove torches. In fact, you definitely should remove torches so you can put slabs everywhere. Slabs will stop all hostile mobs from spawning, so you don't need to worry about light level. But the floor down there has now all been slabbed over. We're good. That means it's time to start setting up our spawning platforms. Like I just mentioned, the first spawning platform should be 1 block above the magma block. So we can go ahead and grab a block. Any spawnable block is fine. Something like granite, which is very beautiful by the way, would work. That's right, you heard me right. Granite, there's nothing wrong with it, and thankfully, I have a lot of it. Over here, along the edge of the magma blocks, I use solid granite blocks. That's just for aesthetic reasons. You should be making these platforms out of slabs because slabs are cheaper and they work equally as well. But I'm going to go ahead and run solid blocks along the edges of these magma blocks so I can't see under these platforms because I think that would look really bad. But granite haters out there, I have news for you. You have been hating the wrong block all along. Granite, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The texture is good, especially since Java did the beautiful, beautiful texture update. Granite, it's a good block. You shouldn't hate on it. We're going to use granite to make all of our platforms today because I have a bunch of extra granite and I haven't used it in this world quite yet. I was initially going to use stone, but that would have been too predictable, and actually, it probably would have looked... I mean, it would have looked fine, right? Stone's good. Stone looks nice, but it would have been a lot of stone. This is all stone, so we need to switch it up and use some granite, I think, at least as long as I have granite. So yeah, these platforms should be built out of solid spawnable blocks. The blocks though, they can be slabs so long as you place them on the top half of a block. So right here, we have a slab top half of the block. If you're really unsure if your slabs are in the right spot, try and place a torch on it. If it works, then you're in the right spot. If it doesn't work, then you're in the wrong spot. Now, these spawning platforms should be solid platforms from side to side. This platform right here is complete. It's a solid platform. Now, thankfully, like I mentioned earlier, slime will spawn in the light, so you should definitely light these platforms up. You could get fancy and put your lighting in the floor, which is actually what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go back up to the storage building and see if I have any sea lanterns, but you could also just be plain and leave torches on the ground. That would work too. One word of advice, though, don't go too crazy with the torches or the lighting. You don't need an obnoxious amount, you just need enough. If you get your light level above 8 everywhere, no other hostile mobs will be able to spawn on your platform. Now, sea lanterns. What do we have in the stockpile over here? Do we have a lot? We have 46. Okay, that's enough to start. Then if I need more, I'll run over to the ocean outpost. And hello, slime. Would you take a look at that? There's been a slime that has already spawned down here. Too soon, too soon. You have to go away, slime. So, platform number 1 is in. Where does platform number 2 go? Well, platform number 2 goes a couple blocks above this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On that 4th block is where the platform begins, so right there. Platform number 2, and every platform after that, should be 3.5 or 4 blocks above the previous platform, depending on how you look at it. Again, 1, 2, 3. On that 4th block, a slab on the top half of the block, and the platform begins. Now, I know it's going to cause a lot of noise, but I think it's time that we get our hopper minecarts running, so let's go ahead and get those things placed in. We'll break you carefully. I don't know if there's any lava anywhere down here. I don't want it to spill all over this stuff. But hopper minecart right there, magma block back there, and that minecart is running, which means I should probably focus on getting this bubble column in. I think I'm going to take a break from placing platforms and go back up to the surface, get all of the kelp that I need, and get the bubble column going all the way up to the surface. Up on the surface, I'll place a hopper and a chest for all of the slime balls to be stored in. Okay, one more but. But before I go up to the surface and do that stuff, I'd like to talk about iron golem placement a little bit because it might be easier for you to place your iron golems in as you're setting up your platforms. So generally, the more iron golems, the merrier on this farm. If we have an iron golem in the wall over here and then a slime spawns where I'm standing, the slime will be more likely to lock onto that iron golem sooner. If we have an iron golem a little higher up, the slime will still be able to see it. It'll just need to move closer to that golem or to the edge of this platform to be able to see it. So what am I saying here? Well, I'm saying that iron golems need to be placed on the other side of your gap in the wall. How often? Well, that's really up to you and up to how many iron blocks you have. I'm going to position an iron golem in between every 2 floors on either side. So that's going to be a lot of iron golems. The chambers that you'll be putting your golems in should be 2 blocks deep and definitely should have a light source or 2 inside of them. They don't need to be perfectly centered, but you can perfectly center them if you'd like. Finally, your golem should be kept in with fences. I recommend placing fences just like that right there. I have a 4x4 hole, and then I have lots and lots of fences, but no fences right here. If we were to fill this opening in all the way with fences, slime actually wouldn't be able to see the iron golems. Even though you can see through fences, slime can't see through them. Iron golem number 1 of, I guess, the whole world. Boom, right there. You live there forever now. Now, earlier on in the video, I mentioned something about slime potentially being able to get caught on a ledge near the iron golems. That ledge is the ledge right alongside the fences. That spot right there. It's not really a problem. Iron golems are pretty strong. If you place the fences like that, the iron golems should be able to keep themselves defended. But if you feel a little bit nervous about that, you could go back and make your trench, that gap area over here, 4 blocks wide instead of 3, or you could make your iron golem cell a little bit deeper, so the golem has more room to move around. Okay, and with that, I think that's actually pretty much every single step of the slime farm. So that means I can go ahead and get pretty much the rest of this farm in. I need to figure out lighting placement though. I'm thinking maybe like there, and then we could go to the middle and do... Oh, no, the middle would be 2. I'm gonna figure out how to light this platform up as well. That's an 8. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'll figure it out. Anyways, I'm gonna mess with the lighting, try and figure that out. I'll get a bunch of the platforms in, the golems in as well, and the bubble column as well. When I come back, we should be just about done with this farm. Oh, wow, we've made it such a long way. It's been a long day. This is a big project, but I've actually really enjoyed it. Look at how close the ceiling is now, though. If we take a look at our coordinates, we're at Y33. So remember, slime will only spawn below Y40. This platform is at Y37. If we went up to the next platform, we would actually be right above Y40, which is no good. We're at Y41, so that wouldn't work, which means the last platform for us, based on our spacing, is going to be at Y37. I'm definitely going to go ahead and put another iron golem on that side, and on that side, I have a lot in the wall so far. I think I maybe have 3 on either side. 1, 2... 3? Yeah, 3 on either side, and all of the platforms look like this. So I figured out the lighting. I have them kind of spaced a little randomly, but they're also kind of not random at the same time. So we have one right here, then it goes over, then it goes over. It kind of basically just goes back and forth, and then same with the center. They go diagonally back and forth. This one, I think, is actually in the wrong spot. It should be over there, but it's not that big of a deal because the lighting is good everywhere here, and it's good on every other platform as well. Over here, I have a little bit of a work area. I took the beacon down, I moved Pam out of the way, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Thankfully, I was able, or am going to be able, to finish all of these platforms with the granite that I had. I only took like 2 or 3 stacks out of the storage room, which is really, really good. In between cuts, I did also go over to the ocean outpost for sea lanterns. I grabbed 2 stacks of sea lanterns from there, came back, put 1 stack away in the storage building right away, and then kept the rest on me. Also in between cuts, I know I did a lot, but in between cuts I got the whole bubble column in and the item drop-off chest in as well. We'll check that out once we're back up on the surface. There's a slime, or there was a slime, now there's a few slimes. Iron golem, fences, and finally, last but definitely not least, beautiful, beautiful granite slabs. Not gonna lie, this is definitely the best looking slime farm that I have ever made. All of this granite, it's beautiful. Granite haters, tell me what you think about this down below. Admit it. It looks really, really good. All of the stone too, it all looks so clean, so perfect. But with those final granite slabs that we just placed, that is actually the entire slime farm. Now, the thing is up and running and it's good. We could totally remove this ladder. But for now, I'm actually going to leave the ladder there as an access point. I think I'll probably come back at some point and move the ladder to the outside of this farm and then put access doors to each and every floor. Why? Well, it's more of a why not type of thing. Pam, you come with me. You are excited about this farm being finished. I know. It's been a long day, Pam, but we have one more thing to do. We need to check out the drop-off chest on the surface and see how many slime balls I have. So slime were actually spawning while I was working on that farm, especially once it started getting on the higher up platforms. The item drop-off chest, thing, box, storage unit is this thing for now. It looks like I need to move the slab down. Okay, not a problem at all. Slab right there, so slime balls don't get caught up there, and I can't open it. Okay. Well, that's a bad idea. I just dumped water into my slime farm. Beautiful. Now it's spilling everywhere else. Okay, hold on. It was never a problem. It never happened because staircase. So, what do we have in here? We have, oh, nice, a stack of slime balls already. Not bad. And 2 more, actually. Those 2 were sitting on top of that slab that we just fixed. Wow. That's not bad. I'm impressed, actually, because I haven't been away from this farm. A stack of slime balls while I was inside of the farm. That's not bad. That's not a bad start at all. That slime farm is going to get even more productive when we're not near the thing. When we're doing other things, like things over here, doing the outro type of thing, you know, when we're not close to it. Wow, I am really happy with that, though. Oh, wow, and look at that. We actually already have more. That is really good. We're gonna have so many slime balls in no time. We're gonna have more slime balls than we actually ever know what to do with. Actually, being honest, we already might be at that point, but hey, it's okay. We can have even more. More is cool. So, that's how you build a slime farm, and that's episode 77 of the Minecraft Guide. If you haven't dropped a like yet, remember to do that. It helps these episodes out a lot, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. As always, all of my links, like the subreddit, my Twitter, my Instagram, those are all down in the description below. Today, I'd like to send a big shout out to my patrons, The New View and Hush Sound 314. Thank you both so much for the support. It makes content like this possible. But that's going to be just about it for today, elites. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.